Archetype Luna asks, have you ever thought about a Dark Souls Let's Play or Dark Souls 2 when it comes out? Yes, I have. Grunt and I wanted to do a Dark Souls co-op LP. For whatever reason, though, Grunt is having trouble getting it to work, and there are problems with frame rate and graphics. We're not entirely sure how to fix them, so that idea has been put on hold right now. Maybe we'll get back to it later in the future, because Dark Souls seems like something I'm interested in playing. It reminds me a lot of the Xbox Ninja Gaidens, and I loved those games. Dark Souls 2, no idea yet. Maybe. Blawman LP asks, what do you think question 2 will be? Second question, did question 2 meet your expectation? Well, I was expecting a potato pancake, and I guess I didn't get one. Question 3, are you going to be mad if I asked more than 2 questions? Yes, I am. Equals P. Well, I don't know what that is. No, okay, I do. Dark Advenger 9 asks, what's your overall opinion of custom bosses in quests? I usually like custom bosses by themselves, because custom bosses isn't really exemplifying or overusing scripting, really. It's just a fun idea. It kind of boots out the newer people who are trying to get into 2.5 and they're not able to make their bosses or get anyone to make bosses for them. So then people say that their bosses are crap, and I actually think this is the wrong approach. It's not, you know, how scripted is your boss? Is your boss fun? So if the scripted custom boss is fun, yeah, absolutely. You should go ahead and try putting them in there. If you're forced to use the old NES bosses, at least try to use them in a nifty way or make the dungeon more fun or something. Second question, what would you say is the hardest thing about making a quest? I'd say it's a tie between the amount of time you're able to invest on the quest, because this can really stack up. Like, between all the projects I've worked on, Lost Lineage is the one I've worked on the most, and it's coming on a year and still not there. I wouldn't feel comfortable forcing out the last couple levels and releasing it at all, so time management skills definitely, and the longevity of the quest. The other thing that I'm having that tie with is your own head. And I say this because so many times have I talked myself out of an idea because I just thought it would be crappy. I didn't have any feedback from anyone, so I didn't know if the idea would work or not. So I just kind of convinced myself maybe this isn't a good idea. And to a degree, you have to keep that active because you don't want to go overboard with difficulty, or like I said, you don't want to inject too much of your ego into the quest by mistake like some quest makers have done. So you don't want to completely shut off your mind to, like, nitpicking against yourself, but you have to find a good balance of nitpicking yourself, is I guess what I'm trying to say here. You have to nitpick on the things that might harm the player or the game experience, but you can't let yourself get too distraught that your idea might not work. Because if you think it's not going to work, chances are it won't work. You have to try and reason a way to make it seem like your idea will work so that you have an easier time making it. And I don't know if any of that makes sense, but that's the advice I'm going to give there. Let us now proceed to the Q&A questions from the PMs. Okay, where are they? I can't find them. Here we go. NatureBoy2711 asked, what was the best game or mod you ever reviewed? And I will give this one to the... that I reviewed. In that case, I'll give it to the Lost Spires, with a very, very slight second place going to Servant of the Dawn. Second question, when you created your YouTube, did you post videos right after or wait a while? I think I made my YouTube in like 2006, and I wasn't posting, that was just so I could like watch other videos and stuff and get involved with commenting in boxes and things. So I didn't even have an interest in posting back then. 2009 though, I started posting a couple videos, because that was that point where I had like a couple of ideas and I wasn't sure if I wanted to do them. And then after that, I didn't think it was going to work, so I just kind of left. And when I came back wanting to do the Let's Plays, I've done it pretty consistently in the past 4 years, so yay! MechDragon777 asks, would you even play a Zelda classic game that has over 1,000 screens for an overworld and had 20 plus dungeons, 1,151 to be exact on land and water, and 28 dungeons? So this is a great time for me to talk about length of a quest, because if the main gimmick of your game is the length of a quest, it's likely to fall flat because there's nothing supporting it whatsoever. And I don't necessarily want a level 2 Lens of Truth or a level 3 Rock's Feather or whatever. I just want to see different things at a good pace. I want to see an engaging storyline, or if there's no storyline present, I want the gameplay to be really good. So my advice is, instead of focusing on the length of the game, make a few dungeons. Make like 3 or 4 dungeons and see how they flow together. Maybe they're not in the order you would want the player to go through them, but you have to get feedback on a few dungeons before you decide to tackle a project that's 28 dungeons big. Because I know of a quest that I think is 30 or 32 dungeons big, and it really doesn't work, because the only gimmick is throwing you into these endless scenarios, and the difficulty is all messed up. It's inconsistent difficulty. The item gimmicks don't work. You're clearly running out of ideas by the time the quest is over anyway, and it doesn't work. So instead of focusing on, I'm going to make a 28 dungeon quest, focus on, I'm going to make a few dungeons, get feedback on those dungeons, and then see if I want to continue. Can I keep the ideas original and creative throughout this process? Question 2. Is the Cane of Samaria overused or underused in Zelda games, typically Zelda Classic? Well, it's obviously underused because nobody I know of uses it. Not one person. It's only in A Link to the Past and, what was it, Oracle of Ages? I forget which Oracle game it's in, but one of those two. I have the Cane of Samaria. I have a Cane of Samaria. It works kind of crappily, so I may not even give it to you, or I might put it as an Easter egg and be like, hey, you got this broken item, have fun with it. But yeah, Cane of Samaria is a fun item, so no, it's underused right now. Maybe with good reason, because it can kind of break things. It's an item you would have to use wisely if you want to put it in your quest, honestly. Here's another veteran. Mankong100 asks, when can I get my Zelos Phoenix action figure? I wish you would have asked me before I put it in the potato pancake. No, I don't know. Actually, that would be pretty neat. I don't know how to make action figures, but if I could find someone who can make action figures, that'd be a neat thing to sell, along with those T-shirts and whatever. Second question: which games do you think you're playing in order? Oh boy, after The Walking Dead. No, I haven't determined an order yet. I'm sure. I'm at least wanting Bomberman 64 to be first. I don't know if it will be because of timing. This upcoming week is actually my yearly vacation time, so this is where I aim to make like 100 videos in a very short period of time, just so I don't have to worry about them for a while. Hopefully we get a lot of stuff done, though. That's the best kind of answer I can give you. There's usually no order, though, because I find the more I try to organize this channel, the less organized it becomes. One Halo X1 asks, how do you go about writing the Tales story? Is it an episode-to-episode kind of thing, or is it planned? The main plot I've kind of prepared for ahead of time. All the goofing around and the comedy bits are generally off the top of my head. There were a few episodes where I did write out most of the jokes ahead of time. The story, like, the main story does have a conclusion planned. I've pretty much written that whole thing. It's actually good for 2, maybe even 3 seasons of material, depending on how I stretch the middle portion of the, I don't know, whatever they're doing there, the jokes and everything, like I said. So the story's not, like, everlasting. It does have a defined middle and end. I know I didn't really put a beginning on the channel yet. That's something I'm thinking about going back and doing later down the road, is an actual beginning. So I might do a Tales 1 remastered at some point. But yeah, the main storyline with Zelos Kajido and the Dark Brotherhood thing going on, that will actually have a conclusion somewhere down the road. I know exactly where I want to take it. Second question, do you pull any of the channel antics with your students? Seems like a class they'd enjoy. I don't. I'm not nearly as silly as I am on here. Like, this is just kind of a character and a gimmick for me to have fun with. I can expand on some commentary ideas if I want to. In class, I'm definitely not spaz Teamudf, but I'm also not, like, super uptight Teamudf. I like to kind of be laid back in class and let people know that they can ask questions. They're not supposed to be, you know, confined to their seats and taking notes while I lecture for 2 hours or whatever. So I actually do get a lot of class discussions started, and we do have some comedic aspects that travel into those conversations. So the students are having a bit of fun while I'm teaching them stuff. At least they're supposed to. You can't please 100% of the student population, so there's probably students out there who have hated me over the past, but I do generally get positive reviews for my teaching methods while in class. So I don't know, like I said, it's a mix of fun but laid back. And then we get to business when we have to get to business. And he cheated and asked the third question. Well, he actually asked like 10 questions, but I tried condensing a lot of them into one question to make it seem like he didn't cheat as much. He was curious about a forum or something for Teamudf Gaming. I don't have an interest in doing that right now, mainly because it would have to be something I need to run, and I would have to like hire moderators to run it, and I don't feel like doing any of that right now, so I just kind of let you guys start discussions and videos and on the channel itself. And of course, you're able to PM me on YouTube and find me on Steam at your leisure as long as I'm not overly busy or whatever. Yeah, so again, kind of laid back, but no formal forums or anything going on. SSJ Protector is our last player for the day. He's also a veteran on the channel, and he asks, which of these 4 provinces would you want the next Elder Scrolls game to take place in? The Black Marsh, Valenwood, Somerset Isle, or the one I'm going to pick, Elsewhere? Because again, I like the desert theme, the oasis theme, the tropical kind of jungle area, and the 2 mods we've seen on the channel from Elsewhere in Oblivion and Skyrim have given me really good ideas for it, so I would like to see the next game in Elsewhere. Would be nice. Second question, final question of the game. Question 2, what would you do if you could change anything you want in Oblivion's main quest? I don't remember much about Oblivion's main quest, so that's a pretty difficult question. Actually, no. I know exactly what I would do. The thing I would change about Oblivion's main quest is I would inject the mod Servant of the Dawn into the main quest. The only reason I would do this is because it's kind of a letdown that you're in a game all about choices and becoming what you want to become. It's an ultimate letdown that you're forced to play the hero at the end of the day. If we put Servant of the Dawn in Oblivion's main quest, you would have an outlet to be the ultimate villain at the end of the day. So that is exactly what I would do to Oblivion's main quest. I would add Servant of the Dawn. I really hope you guys are having fun on Teamudf Gaming. I hope you enjoy my random antics or reviews of mods or whatever it is you come here for. And that we're able to get another 5,000 subs and another 1,000 videos out there eventually. So, we'll be getting there. I'll see you next time for more Teamudf Gaming. And of course, the only way to end the video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye!